Okay, I hit the button.
I did too. It's actually this time,
Nice.
for once.
I'm
Yeah.
proud of you, and I'm proud of me, and I'm proud of the world for giving us people like Dolly Parton and Donald Trump.
Oh, whoa,
And
whoa, whoa,
I was
whoa,
gonna name
whoa,
a good
whoa.
and a bad and a good and a bad and a
Oh,
good and a
okay,
bad
okay, okay. I
and
was wondering where you're
Gandhi
going with this.
and Hitler
Oh God, that's
and
that's
a good and a
extremes.
bad, a good and a bad.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Johnny
that's
Depp, Amber Heard.
okay. Well, now you just went like a little pussy
Controversial.
thing.
Yeah.
Pussy thing. They're obviously good and bad.
But we really just want to thank you, listeners, for coming.
No.
Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV. Turn off your mind.
And go, bitch.
Okay. Thanks for the vocal cue, but the
You're welcome.
non-visual cue. So this is weird.
I gave you a visual cue and a vocal cue, so
No, you didn't.
suck
You
on
nodded your
that.
head like you were sucking a dick. Very different from a
I
visual
mean,
cue.
that's my visual cue for like everything, though.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
you're good to
So
go. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just-
weird. It's like, do you ever just watch when you get your dick sucked? I have to
Yeah.
ask. Do you ever just watch and you're like, man, this is turning me on more?
I recently started doing that, and yes,
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit.
yep. I
She's
never
so
did
good
that
at
before. I
that.
used to just close my eyes and lay my head back.
Not that we get our dick sucked, but if we did,
No, never.
never.
No.
All right, guys. Well, welcome back. Sorry for that little
Welcome.
dirty part.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Especially if you are friends or family. Sorry.
Well, if you're friends with family, I guess go fuck yourself. I don't know. People have sex. Get the fuck over it. Jesus Christ.
Deal with it.
Welcome back, everybody. This is another great edition of Soul of a Gamer.
Yes, it is.
I'm Scott,
And I'm Steven.
and every week we tell you about a game, and we played it and stuff
Yeah.
and other stuff.
Great speech.
Sometimes apparently about blowjobs.
Apparently. I mean,
And so
yeah.
yeah. We hope you enjoyed last week's game, which was.
Oh, you're going to do this to me.
Well, I don't know actually. Sorry guys, we skipped a week because we were, off for Thanksgiving. Sorry about that. So
Yeah.
now I can't remember the game either. So then that doesn't happen too often where I just set him up for failure and I know what it is, but I have no idea what that game
Was it
was.
ODST?
Yeah, it was ODST. Thank you.
Okay.
Halo ODST. Because we took that week off. I'm like, all
Yeah, it's hard
all,
after
like-
you take a little bit off.
yeah.
It's just like, huh.
So yeah, Halo ODS2. We hope you enjoyed that game. I didn't have a fun time playing it. I talked to someone else, and he's like, "I played it when it first came out, and I remember it being fun." I'm like, "Replay it."
Yeah, I mean, I got hit with that hard. Like, I picked
Yeah.
the game because I was like, I thought this was like one of the best Halos when it came out, and then playing
And
it
then
now, I'm
you
like, oh.
realize Nathan Fillion was not the guy.
yeah.
I think that was my main problem with that game. Is just fucking Nathan Fillion.
Yes, I made fun
Alright.
of it the entire time I was playing it.
It's just so funny. He's so bad at voice acting. He's just him, and it's not fun with him.
Yes, which I should be posting my first episode of the playthrough of that pretty soon on YouTube.
Nice. All right.
McGee.
Well, we have this week's game, which is.
Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy.
You know what's funny is I heard the Precursor Legacy, and I thought, is this like.
A prequel game?
Yeah, is it like a prequel? Is it before? But precursors are just their
Yes.
their ancient people is what they're called, which makes sense. They're precursors.
I researched that for a good 15 minutes, no
I
joke,
just-
because I was so convinced it was a prequel of some sort.
No. I mean, I didn't research it. I just in the game you realize pretty fast that they call their ancient people precursors. Like in the first 2 minutes of playing. Or
I had to
whatever.
make sure I actually picked the right game. I was like,
all
oh
right,
shit.
all right, that's fair. All right, well, let's move on to our first segment, guys. Let's get in this.
What's on the box?
All right, so the box. It's actually a really pretty awesome box. Not boss. I don't know
Is
what I'm
it?
saying. Yes, I am.
Talk about it while I look it up.
Okay. It's the PlayStation 2. Obviously, that's when it came out. But it has just Jack and Daxter just standing on top of each, or like Daxter on Jack's shoulder, just crossing his arms in front of a precursor orb, and it's got the title, and he's standing on a hill, which is like the first the Green Sage's like village area in the background, and then the back of the box it has the first 4 characters you're introduced to into the game, and they're just standing in front of the Green Sage's hut. But it's a really like colorful, vibrant box. It brings a lot to it, and it really kind of shows the characters in a fun, dynamic way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
like it.
yes.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it actually is pretty cool.
Yeah, like
I like the way the art looks on it a lot.
I really love that. Like that's what really like caught my eye when I saw it. I was like, oh shit. I kind of wish
Like-
the game looked like that.
Well, I mean, the game didn't look bad. It's a PS2
No, it didn't.
game. It's like when I was playing this game. You know what? We'll talk about it and how does it play. But I just
Yeah.
felt like this game. This game had a lot more to offer, and they didn't exactly offer it.
Fair.
I feel
fair.
like maybe I was just wrong in what I thought this game was. I think that was the big problem with this game. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, the box looks really good.
Yeah. So, the box it says, from the creator and developer of the 20 million selling Crash Bandicoot series comes the next generation in interactive entertainment. Enter a new world of magic and adventure, exploration and discovery, where enormous vistas and exotic characters lead you to places beyond your imagination. Test your wits and your skills as you embark on a journey to reverse your best friend's transformation into a furry Otzel? Even
It's
as
yeah,
it
it's a
says
mixture
it as
between it's
an
it's
otter and a
mixture
weasel.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I had to look that up later. I'm like, what is he? It looks like a weasel. I don't know how he's an otter, but he's more weaselly.
Yeah, maybe just the coloring is
Maybe.
very
I-
ottery.
No idea, but he looked like a weasel more than an otter.
True. Well, even as he entangles you in his amusing antics, discover precursor secrets, dazzling artifacts, and a sinister plot by twisted minds wanting to unleash Dark Eco, the most dangerous element in the universe. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, the most dangerous element that they don't explain.
Ever, or really show how dangerous it can be.
Hmm.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. What would you give that bot? It's just pretty. The artwork's really good, but the explanation is kind of generic.
It's kind of generic. It's a little like long and doesn't really tell you much, but I don't know. Like the text didn't capture me, but the visuals did. So give it a. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with Lua, because like the text is basically nothing. This middle of the ground, I guess I would call it, because the visuals are actually kind of pretty and it's kind of like cool to look at. I love how they show all the 4 of the characters in there, especially the woman, because they did a good job with the women in this game.
Yes,
I'm
they
just gonna
did.
say it. I think that they really like. Honestly, it sounds creepy, but they did a really good job at making you like, as an adult, attracted to a cartoon. So.
Yes.
I was 100% down with that. I thought it was cool. And, I mean, honestly, the characters in the game looked really cool. It reminded me of playing DK, only a better version of DK.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
True.
I mean, middle of the ground. That's where I'm at with this.
Yeah. I give it a bull testicle.
Bull testicles. I like
Some
that
people
one.
absolutely love it. Some people hate it.
All right, well, let's move on.
Are we jamming?
So are we jamming?
I mean, I don't know. Again, middle of the road with the songs in this. They're
Yes.
good. They're not bad. They're just like in the background. They're not really anything. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't put any notes about the music, so I'm guessing I just didn't really notice it.
True.
So and that's usually my go-to is like if I don't write something down about it or if it's bad or good, it's just something that's there and I don't really need to pay attention too much.
True.
And guys, I'll apologize right now. I completely forgot to write down the cast and I completely forgot to do a synopsis. So we're just going to talk about it like we used to when we get to
Okay.
the actual gameplay. But
I will point out a couple of voice actors that I looked up earlier.
I'll point out one thing that I didn't like about the voice acting.
Okay.
One thing. Can you guess what it is? It's actually one of my biggest pet peeves with games that sometimes they do in these games.
Just how the characters don't necessarily sound like it. There's, I don't know, speaking it.
So no. So some games do this weird thing where they don't have the main character say anything.
Oh yes.
I don't in some games it works. So like in RPGs where you're choosing vocal options for them,
Yeah.
because it's your voice. Technically, they sometimes take the voice out for those games, like they do in Knights of the Old Republic. They do it in a couple other games, but other games like Mass Effect and like Two Worlds, you can pick options to say, but they say it out loud, that kind of thing. But mostly, I'm okay with them not saying anything because it's supposed to be your voice.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, you have no options to say anything, so I don't know why Jack didn't say anything.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's like they wanted the entire game to rely on Daxter's like comic relief, and that's it. And I just thought that was strange and just kind of uncalled for and just not warranted.
Yeah. So I actually have never played any of these games in the series. The only Jack and Daxter game I ever played was actually a Daxter solo game.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
That's
I didn't
weird.
know Jax was a voiceless character, and I thought that was so weird throughout the game.
Yeah, it's strange because you're just literally, like, you know, other games, like we just played Halo ODST, where they just make fun of it all the time. Or, sorry, not Halo ODST. That was another one where I didn't like the fact they didn't have a voice. No, what game is it? There's a game, GTA Online. GTA Online does a really fun thing where they say, I'll get you your thing for your silent friend. And they constantly say how, like, quiet you are.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun. I think that's funny.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of bringing a meta humor to it.
yeah, which that's great. But then in this game, it's like, well, he just doesn't talk, and no one ever like says anything about him not talking, which is kind of weird.
True.
But I don't know. I felt like giving him a voice actor, having some voice lines for him might have been deeper for the game, because they did try to like sell a love story in the game too.
Yeah.
And like a voice between him and the love interest would have been probably helpful to sell that a little bit better.
And it would just have more humor to bounce off of with Daxter, because if he said something, like if he's totally just a opposite personality entirely, then they could really play off each other more.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's my take on it. Go ahead with your voice actors. Who'd you like?
So the fisherman is Kevin Conroy.
Oh, really? No
Yes.
way.
Yes. So Batman, for those of you who don't know.
Ex-Batman, because I think he's dead.
Ex-Batman. He is done with Batman, but...
No, I think he's dead.
Oh, yeah, he did die recently.
He's done with Batman because he died, I think. I think
you're
I'm
right.
pretty sure.
Somebody
that's
tell
why
us if we're wrong, but oh gosh. Well, we're gonna be missing no matter what. Which way? But the other one, the main antagonist goal, is Dee Snider of Twisted Sister.
No fucking way.
Yes,
No
dude.
fucking way.
Yes.
Oh my god, if I would have looked that up, I would have been like, shut the fuck up.
I had to
That's so
share
cool.
it with you.
That is so cool. Oh my god, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Right? I was not
Fucking
expecting
Snyder.
two legends to be in this game.
Well, I know Dee Snider's actually a really smart dude.
Oh,
Like,
he is. He's brilliant.
Like it was insane watching him because he's got a whole video of him going in front of Congress just dressed up as his Twisted Sister persona and saying, like, you guys cannot fucking censor music. Like, I get it. People say bad words, but people say bad words all the time in real life, and we can't fucking you have to deal with it. I'm sorry. You just can't be a little bitch boy. Like, and that's the thing, right? Everyone in Congress was just being a little bitch boy about it, and he was like the coolest part of that. Him and who is the other guy? They were all surprised he went up there. Was it Willie Nelson? Not Willie Nelson. No, it was the guy who died in the plane crash. John Denver.
Oh, okay.
John Denver went on, and they expected him to be on their side, and he's like, "You cannot stifle music."
Yes.
Like, and it just always surprises me because people don't understand musicians. They don't want anything to impede on their music process or their songwriting process. But that's why I really like Dee Snider. Like, in the long story short, like that reason is the reason I love Dee Snider because he just seems like such a cool dude.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. His songs were amazing. Everything about him is amazing.
Listen, in Cobra Kai, he inspired one of the main characters to walk again after being paralyzed.
Really?
Yeah, that was a whole scene in there. I'm pretty sure.
Gosh.
Dee Snider was on stage, and the kid's in a wheelchair, and then he gets up to rock out to "We're Not Gonna Take It."
No, we're gonna take it.
That's really
awesome.
fun, though. That's fun.
I had to share that, so I'm glad you didn't look it up because I gotta have this moment.
Yeah, I see that Max Casella, he's basically the main voice in this whole game. He plays Daxter. Daxter says like a million things in this game, so he's got a lot. I don't know who Max Casella is, but
I don't know either.
he did a good job.
He did.
Daxter's voice is actually kind of good. It's really annoying, but that's what it had to be. That's what they wanted it to be.
Yes.
So I kind of like the Daxter voice. Honestly, the voice acting did sound really good.
Yes.
I really like the Sage guy.
Yes.
The green Sage? I think he was Green Sage.
Yeah, he's Green Sage. I can't remember what his name was though.
Samus?
Samus, yeah, I think you're right.
Something like Seamus or Samus. But his voice was really funny, and he was the jokester too. But his jokes were like mean.
Yeah,
it's always. When he's like, "What are you two fucking idiots?" And you're just like, "Holy shit, okay, jeez, I'm sorry." It's just really funny. I loved his stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'd give this game again. Middle of the ground background music, but the voice acting, I will say, was on point. They did a great job with getting people in to do the voice acting.
And the dialogue at times was really hilarious. I laughed
if Jack was in there, it would be really good. Like I feel like it would be a lot better, but they did good with what they had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
How does it play?
So how does it play?
So this game brought me I was super surprised. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting it to be a Spyro-like game. And I think the term for that is like collector adventure game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Possibly, but it's like Spyro, Donkey Kong, Mario, like all those games that came out on the N64 and the PlayStation in the late 90s. And, yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. Like, they all just kind of followed the same recipe for how they would do their game.
Yes.
And I think it really dumbed down this game a lot for Jack and Daxter.
I agree.
Because I just felt like it was unnecessary. I ended up 100% in the game because, I like to do that.
I
but
did not.
One of the things in this game got really annoying to search for. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. But for now, I just didn't like that this game was like all those other games. I expected it to be more like a little bit RPG element in there, a little bit of build your character up element. Like the adventure would have been a little bit more... I don't know, better. Yeah, it just felt weird, like being a Spyro-like game.
True. Yeah. So I played Daxter originally. It was a PSP game. That's how I got introduced to the series. And he was a bug exterminator in that game. And it was like a brawler shooter. And it was awesome. I remember absolutely loving that game.
Yeah.
And so I was also not expecting necessarily... I was expecting more like a Ratchet and Clank, where it might be like a brawler shooter, kind of 3D action adventure. But yeah, it was just a Spyro kind of game.
Literally just a collector adventure. Controls in this game, guys, you do have some attacks. A couple attacks you can do. You jump. You can... do like a combat roll, which they don't introduce at all. You have to just kind of fucking press buttons to figure that out. The extended jumps you don't figure out unless you just kind of just try stuff. I tried that at one point and I was like, oh, okay, I can jump long. That's good to know. Just things like that. It's your general everything. Every game has this game mode.
I had to watch a video on how to collect something because I didn't know how to jump that far. I was like, it's literally not possible. I've been doing this for like 20 minutes. Well, luckily, and then I watched a video and I saw them like roll and then do a super jump, and I was like, what is that? How do you roll? That was never introduced.
So because I was 100%ing it, I didn't even need to roll to do anything for the first half of the game, so I didn't even bother. Yes. Or I didn't even try to press buttons. And I get to a point where there's like a thing on a roof. It's like one of the precursor power cells. It's on a roof.
Oh, yes.
Of the building you raised from the water.
Yes.
And you have to get up there and get it. And I'm like, how do you jump up there? So I keep trying a bunch of different things, and eventually I'm like, okay, there's got to be a button that extends my jump. Mm-hmm. So I tried that, and then that didn't work, and then I figured out, I just have to be really smart about how I jump on this. And then that didn't work. And then eventually I had to look it up, and they're like, dude, you got to fucking spin attack when you jump. And I'm like, God damn it, I didn't even think of the spin attack.
I eventually found that out because I was doing that too. But then I also saw, there's another, precursor orb that you had to punch a log up
to
get to.
I didn't
know
realize
that
I
you could
could
do
do
a jumping
that.
attack. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I didn't realize that until I figured out the roll thing. I'm like, shit,
Yep.
what else can I do with this?
Exactly.
But I didn't. You know what's funny is I didn't even need to do that.
Ever. Yeah. I wish it was part of a boss fight.
In that part,
Oh.
I didn't. I collected everything on that thing without punching those up, and then I went back because I was still missing like 2 orbs.
Really?
And I'm like, okay, let's go back and see if it's like I punch this up and they come out of the ground, and they didn't. And instead, oh no, I was missing 4 because it was behind one of the buildings.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I even thought, like, I bet I didn't look behind one of those buildings, but first we're
Yeah.
going to do this because there were 4 of them, and I remember looking behind 3. And I was like, I bet that's where they are, but I'll hold on. Let's wait for a second. Let's try this first. And then it didn't do anything for me because I already collected everything on the tops of those. But yeah, I mean, this game was fun with the collector stuff. It's not like it's not fun.
Yeah.
You know, everybody loves playing these kind of games. I just didn't expect it to be this, I guess.
Yeah.
My expectation, I don't know what I was expecting exactly, but it was not this. And it's after watching someone play Jack and Daxter 2, because I just remember Jack. And
Oh, I barely remember that. Like,
Yeah.
I do remember seeing images of that.
I watched my buddy play it when I was a kid, and I remember him turning into Dark Jack, and he's like, watch how cool this is. And I was like, that does look fucking cool. And it looked more like more of a fighter game. But
Yeah.
What was your favorite levels in this?
I had like a love-hate relationship with the snow level.
Oh, I fucking hated that level. I don't like any level that has ice, because ice is just a stupid, dumb mechanic in these games.
The ice parts were dumb with it, but I did like the base kind of thing at the
Yeah.
top. Climbing around that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
As aggravating as it was, the mine level where they had that giant wooden thing you had to climb,
Yeah.
that was probably the hardest part of the game, or one of the hardest parts for me, getting all the way to the top of that. So that was honestly one of the most fun, because I actually kind of enjoyed some of the challenging parts of this.
I don't know. My favorite was that little Precursor city. 'Cause
Oh,
yes. I kept going through it thinking, like, who would build a city like this? Where you have to jump on a platform, and then it moves so you can jump on another What if the elderly or the children jump on this? What happens then?
You pray they don't fall.
I guess. It's just really funny when they're like, this was an ancient city, or like, who would build a city so dangerous? This is weird.
Maybe a city of immortals.
Maybe. But they... And then the water was electrified too. You're like, why would they do that?
It's so dumb.
It's funny because they, like, to me it would be more like, this thing is just nobody knows what it was for, rather than a precursor city. They did have a couple extra things we need to talk about in this game.
Okay. I also really like the pirate level, especially flying on that little thing.
Which one was the pirate level?
The one that had the pirate. Well, it had like dinosaurs and the pirate. It had like the giant arena, and then it had like the pirate ship that you drove the ship around, popping the balloons. Yeah.
Yes, not really a pirate. That was the island level.
Or whatever it was. Yeah.
So that was you had to help the fisherman to get his boat to.
Or boat. Yeah, I was just thinking. I saw a boat, and I was like, "Oh, it must have been a pirate level."
No, it's the island where you originally where Daxter fell into the black ooze.
Yes.
But Eco.
Yes.
Eco. So we have to talk about Eco. This game has like a magic element to it. It's called Eco.
Yes.
There are 5 different Ecos, I think. It's red, yellow, blue,
and
green,
and then the
black?
dark eco. Yeah.
So
and then white eco at the end.
Yeah, white eco at the end. Yeah, I don't know. That was just dumb.
That was
Whatever.
dumb.
We'll talk about that in story, but that was just stupid. We're not going to jump into that yet. So each eco gives you a different element of magic. Blue gives you speed. Red gives you power. Yellow gives you the ability to fire fireballs for some reason. And then green, it's not.
Health.
It's kind of health, but it also kills some plants for some reason.
Yeah.
I was so green. You only see one time. I only ever saw it in that one level, and I feel like they just put it there to be annoying.
Yep.
So I bet that wasn't even in the original concept for the game, and they just decided, oh, you know what? Throw green in there too.
Yeah, like just trying to think of some extra random challenge to
Yeah.
throw in that level. It
Yeah,
was a
so-
weird part.
Yeah, and the eco is like necessary. There's a lot of story-driven stuff you can't get through unless you have the eco going.
Mhm.
Eco is kind of an annoying concept too because you pick it up off the ground and it runs out eventually. So you
Yeah.
only have it for a short while, and you can pick up fragments of eco or like be on an eco pad that releases full eco into your system.
Yeah.
What's also weird about that is you're the only one in the entire game that uses eco.
Yes.
No
I
enemies
guess the
use
sages use it at the end.
Yeah, at the end, but they don't like. No one else uses it to attack you, or to, like. It seems like everyone can use it, but you're the only one smart enough to utilize it in that moment.
Yeah.
Made it weird.
True.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand the whole eco. Could have probably been taken out of this game, and you would have had the same effect of the game.
True.
It's fine. They did have a vehicle option in here, and I don't know why all these fucking games, these Spyro-like games, did this, but they all have vehicle options, and all the vehicle
Yeah.
options suck. The boat one wasn't too bad, but still, even like, I don't like that bike. That bike was just impossible to ride sometimes. The controls were bad. There's
Oh.
no friction on the ground.
That obstacle course with the bike,
Which one?
the like time trial where you have to go through the checkpoints when you're on the bike and the grass level.
Oh yeah.
Where where we were
There's
talking
two
about
of
where
them.
the plants.
There's two of those.
That took me a while to get the hang of.
I did it in 2 or 3 tries. It takes a minute to understand like where the hell's the next one.
Yes. That and just getting some of those jumps perfectly right and standing.
Yeah.
Like it is a little weird to handle.
Yeah, even understanding how to jump in some cases. And
Yes.
you're like, I can go off this rock and get a big. Okay, I guess I'll do that.
That
And
doesn't
sometimes
sound
your
right.
jump not working. I don't know. It
Yes.
was. I think the vehicles could have been completely taken out of this game. I didn't really like that vehicle level. That was one of my least favorite things to have to do. They're just rough. They're rough to ride. There are points in this game where you have to use vehicles, and like there's no choice for you, and they're all fucking just get to the end before dying, and it's the
Yeah.
stupidest shit you've ever seen in your life.
I don't mind it, but I also like don't think it's important to the game at all. Like you could
No.
totally take it out, but like I didn't mind it, and it was a change of pace. So like at times I was
guess.
like, okay, but
If they had wheels, I would have been fine with it, just to add some like traction.
yeah. Well,
But
I mean
because it was like a floating fucking vehicle, it just makes it annoying.
true, which they would end up doing a vehicle game decently well. The Jack racing game's pretty good from what I remember.
I think they took that from Jack 3 or
Yes.
Jack 2.
I think it's Jack 3.
Okay, because I remember that being the worst one. It was because of the vehicles.
Yes, I think that's right.
I think. I'm not 100%. I'm just going off of what I remember when I was a kid and watching my friend play it. So
Tell us if we're wrong.
yeah, please tell me. Tell me if I'm wrong. soulofagamerpodcast@gmail.com. Please.
Please, seriously.
But yeah, vehicles in this game, I didn't love them. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I
Yeah,
felt like they were
it's
boring.
meh.
They changed the pace a little bit too much. Maybe just keep it. This game really doesn't have too many boss fights. There's only 2.
Oh,
They're annoying and they're
Yes.
they're less. The thing about boss fights that always gets me is I like being able to attack it at multiple ways.
yes.
So like you take Dark Souls for instance, you can cheese every boss fight, right? That's just something that they put in there for.
Not every boss fight. There's
But
a
a
lot
lot
that
of
you
them.
can't. But yeah, there's several that you can.
Yeah, and the cheese is kind of fun because you figure it out. Okay, I can just stand on this ledge and the boss actually can't hit me, and I can just fire
Mhm.
one arrow every 30 seconds, and after 40 arrows, he's dead. And it takes me a while, but you know what? It's fun. Why
Yes.
not? Like, it's fun to kind of find those different ways to beat the bosses, but in this game and in games like this, there's only one way.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes boss fights a little bit less engaging and a lot less fun for me. But maybe that
True.
was just me. I don't know. I was just
There's
bored
just
at the boss fights.
they were way too simplistic as well.
Yeah.
Like there just wasn't much to them, and there's a lot of waiting around, especially in that last
which
boss
makes
fight,
it
which we'll
hard
go
not
back.
to die.
Yes.
Like
Well,
because you're just sitting there fucking waiting for something to happen.
yes, or you're just like dodging attacks for so long, waiting for you like dodge attacks for an entire minute, and then you get
Yeah.
one opportunity, and you get less than 6 seconds to land that attack, and then you have to wait another entire minute, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is so dumb.
They're mechanic-based boss battles, which kind of ruin boss battles in my opinion, but they still weren't that bad, I guess. And again, we'll talk about a little bit more in story.
I do have one big gripe.
Go.
Double jump in this game sucks.
Yeah, double jump, the way they did it is that you have to almost double jump immediately after jumping.
Yes.
You can't hold that double jump until the end of a long jump.
Yes.
I
so
think
it
they
really
did that on
shortens
purpose.
your height and your length of your double jump, which means you have to do the roll jump in some certain scenarios.
Yeah. They should have really not done that. I thought the same thing throughout. I mean, eventually I got used to it and it wasn't too bad, but there were still points where I died just trying to jump and fucking up. And and we didn't talk about respawn points in this game. Super unforgiving.
Super unforgiving, especially in certain
kind
areas.
of annoying to die. Health in this game, super unforgiving.
That level where you're unlocking all 4 of the sages, was the worst respawn points in the entire game. Like that.
I actually didn't die too much in that level.
I died quite a bit, but
I learned pretty fast.
I'm bad at
like,
platforming.
okay, I see what to do here. Yeah, but I mean that one was actually kind of a fun. It was a really challenging platformer, and
it was really challenging. And there's aspects of that I really loved, and I'll talk about it when I get to it. But
yeah, all right. Well, let's jump into story, I guess.
Reviews, actually.
Oh, never mind. Reviews.
It's time for reviews.
Scott, you're gonna hate me. I pressed the wrong button at first.
Okay, I'll fix it. We'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
It's probably just good. It's just a sound that goes dink dink. That's all it was. It was stupid.
We're fixing it in post.
We can. I'm just letting you know. All right.
He fucked up, guys. If you want to send an email to soulofagamer@gmail.com and tell us that he fucked up, he can do that too.
Yeah.
I'd love it, actually.
Tell me all the times that I fuck up, please.
He fucked up again.
We need to have a running tally of the times I fuck up.
Yeah. They have a little thing. There's in the DBZ Abridged series, every time Krillin gets hit.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't there a
owned.
Krillin gets killed tally, too?
No, it's just Krillin owned.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Yeah, so I'm going to put, like, Steven owned in the bottom left corner.
I mean, that sounds fun. We could do a weekly update. All right, Steven's got owned 37 times this week.
Yep. All right, let's hear some reviews.
Yes. So, in honor of our great nickname my amazing co-host has given me, every time I'm scared in a game, little bitch boy, I present you with all negative reviews where we will decide if your complaints are valid or if you are also a little bitch boy.
I love it. I don't care.
I love it. So these are going to be all 1-star reviews, and I try to get reviews of the actual game that had something to say. So
1 stars are my favorite, or 5 stars that are just way too long are also my favorite.
Yes, well, I've got one of those too that I can go over.
Good.
All right, so first review is from Laura, and a tree can come up with a better game. First of all, if critical reviews...
Stop. She could have used anything, any living thing, and she chose a tree.
Trees are living.
She could have chose any living thing that can think, and she chose a tree.
Yep.
I feel like there are better ways. Like, it's not really insulting.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. Maybe she's like a real plant person. She's like, ugh, my tree can come up with my oak. My beautiful oak can come up with a better game. I just don't quite understand her. Let's jump into right away and start with tree. That's just insane. That's insane. That's insanity. This person needs help.
Well, the next sentence is pretty good too. First of all, if critical views offend you, do not read this.
Okay, well that's fair. They had already offended me, so it's not really critical. It's not being critical when you say a blank can come up with a better idea than yours. Like, that's not a critical review. That's just saying, like, I'm a bitch and I'm going to say exactly what's on my mind.
All right. Easily one of the worst games I've ever played. The battles are a big, stupid joke. The plot is cheesy, too much like Spyro. It's too short and easy. A good game for 2-year-olds, not serious gamers.
I love how she went on my direction, just a Spyro-like.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair representation.
Whatever the first game was, it's that kind of game. It's like, how Soul-like games are Soul-like games because of Dark Souls or Demon Souls.
Yeah.
I feel like if we could find the first one that did this, that made this kind of game, that would be the type game every time. For
True.
now, for me, it's Spyro-like, but there's probably one that predated Spyro that's just like the
I mean,
end
Mario
all game for
64,
that.
I feel like was the first one to really
I don't know
do
if
that.
Mario 64 was, but I'm sure Banjo might have been before Mario 64. I don't
It might have
remember.
been, yeah.
I can't remember. Whichever one did it first, fuck you. But anyway, continue, please.
If it is Banjo, then you got another reason to hate
If it is, yeah, if it's Banjo, well, I mean, it's not like I hate those games. It's just that
Yeah.
everyone decided to make one for some reason.
All right. So, this game sucks. I don't know why. This game sucks. I don't know why so many people like it. It is very childish, and I can sometimes get really tiring. When you die, that stupid Daxter bothers you sometimes. I just wanted to kill Daxter. It is frustrating also, especially when you have to do the yellow E-Covenant mission. Do yourself a favor and buy one of these games, and then you just list a bunch of Final Fantasy games.
Okay. Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, skip Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 5.
He says Final Fantasy 10,
6.
Fatal Frame, and then any Final Fantasy game, and then coming soon Final Fantasy X2.
He already hit the first two with any Final Fantasy game. You could just stop there.
I mean, yeah, you list 3 Final Fantasy games and then say any Final Fantasy game.
It's really funny. I don't know what Fatal Frame is. I think I've heard that game. I don't.
It's
think Final
a
Fantasy.
horror game where you have to capture ghosts with a camera.
I like how he was also. It's funny. It's always funny to me when people have bad reviews. He's like, "I wanted to kill Daxter," and I'm just like, "So maybe we should put you on a watch list for like serial killing."
I mean, he just really got annoyed, but I don't think he was that annoying. Like, it was annoying, but
Yeah, it was
sometimes
annoying.
comical.
Yeah, I thought it was always funny.
Yeah, like, I always enjoyed it.
I think it's the point he probably died a lot, and Daxter's
Probably.
like sitting there in front of his face, going,
Come on,
"Hey,
buddy.
wake up, pal! Get up, let's go!"
How about next time, don't die?
Yeah, see, and I think that really pissed him off, probably.
Probably. It's kind of like
best guess.
people who quit playing Dark Souls because they get tired of seeing, you died. You died.
Well, that get used to it. That's what that game is all about.
Yep. Get good, scrub.
Get good, scrub.
I usually hate that, but I had to say it there. It was too fun.
Yep. No, I love it.
All right, so this is a 2-star review, and the review title is Too Easy.
Okay. This
good-
guy's like showing off his dick real hard.
Right? Good graphics, but the bosses really stink. Too easy, too repetitive, too just blah. If you want the worlds are too short... I can't speak. If you want the worlds are too short, too easy, and they give you the answer to the missions. No secrets, all you do is jump, roll, and stare. The regular monsters don't have health and just die instantly. Plus, the whole game was a waste. The plot doesn't even go the way it should. If you guess you want an easy, stupid plotted game, pick this one. But if you want a serious game, look away.
I really want that guy, whoever wrote this, to come over to our house and
Oh, yeah.
play a game in front of us.
True.
And because he's the kind of person who says, "God, I am so mad." My wife had a friend like this a long time ago, and I fucking hated him. Because people who act like this it's just a cry for attention, and that's all it is. It's, "Oh my God, I wish I could lose in X game, in this
Oh,
game, in
yeah.
that game. This game is too easy." And I'm like, I guarantee if I watched you fucking play this game, you died like a million times. So I don't know why that's too easy. If it's too easy, you better be a pro fucking gamer, dude.
Well, and too easy doesn't make the game bad. Like,
No.
there's tons of very easy, like, basically not even playing the games that we absolutely love.
I played like 800 hours of Stardew Valley, and that game would be described as too easy by a lot of people. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy. Guys, never act like that. If you're acting like that, you're a problem. Please stop.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of valid points in there. Like, the bosses were easy and repetitive. All
Again,
you did
not-
was jump and roll, like, and collect.
Yes, easy, but like I said during that, like I still died because I just kept
Yeah.
getting bored while I was doing it and trying like stupid shit that I probably shouldn't have tried. And sometimes you just lose focus because it's going on so much time. So maybe that was their point.
True.
Like, yes, we can judge it. No, we can't say the game is too easy. I still died a good amount in that game. I'm never going to say it's, like, super easy.
Oh, we didn't give our rating for the other two. So what do you say? Do you think he's valid, or do you think he's a little bitch boy?
He's a bitch boy. this guy screams bitch boy to me. The first one's also a bitch boy. Second one was okay, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't
It's
bad.
a little. I'll give it a mid bitch boy. He's
Mid
like
bitch boy.
right at the cusp of being a bitch boy.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah. Did you want that 5-star review as well?
Let's read this long 5-star review. I love these ones. This game, I sucked its dick 47 times and I loved it.
The reason I even thought of this one or saw this one or this one caught my eyes, I read it almost like the start of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song.
Oh, nice.
Because I like it's all great game, and then I just read it as this is a story all about how I always loved this game since I was a kid. So a while back, I decided to buy a copy and play it for like it just like kind of goes like a rap, but it's just like I don't know.
This
Maybe
is
that
a
was-
story all about how I love
Like
this
this game
since
since I was a kid.
Yeah. Should have turned it into the rap and then rapped it out for us, but you didn't.
I thought about that, and then I got too conscious of it while I was singing it and
I
fucked
don't know,
up.
None of us can rap, so it's fine.
Yeah, true.
All right,
we
well,
tried.
read me this 5-star review. I really want to know now.
Yes, so always loved this game since I was a kid, so a while back I decided to buy a copy and play it for old time's sake. The discs work great, no problems. In a couple of years since I've had it now, the game itself is awesome. I've always been in love with it, with the lovable characters and the good gameplay. Jack and Daxter really holds up for me as one of those great, fun, good-natured games.
Is that it?
I guess that is it. I thought it was more.
Oh, okay.
Looked
Oh,
like
well.
it was going to be more. I hit
That
more
man
and-
is not a little bitch boy. He says, hey, I like this game. I played it since I was a kid. It's more about nostalgia for me. Disc
Yeah.
still works great. Everything he put in there was constructive and well written.
True. And, you know,
So-
he just really enjoys everything about it and loved, yeah, their good
Yeah,
nature.
see, he didn't say, like, this is one of the best games
True.
ever made. Like,
True.
he didn't put it on an impossible pedestal. He just said, listen, guys, this is my preference in gaming is this, and this really did it well.
Well, and, you know, he put it out there. It's got lovable characters and good gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's
He's
a good-natured
very
game. Like, yeah.
it's his kind of game. I like this guy. Whoever he is, he's an A+ guy in my opinion.
His name is Vamazon Clamazon.
All right, Amazon Clamazon, you win.
You also win for best name of the day.
Yes, you win best name of the day, and also we're gonna send you.
A sticker.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared. A Snickers bar. You
I
get a
said
Snickers bar.
A Snickers bar. Okay.
Snickers bar. If you contact us at soulofagamer soulofagamerpodcast at gmail.com, I will personally buy you a Snickers bar.
And I'll put a sticker in there as well of our
Yes.
podcast.
Well, I'm not
logo.
gonna send. I'm gonna hopefully just pay for a Snickers bar over the phone, or order it from his local 7-Eleven, so I don't have to mail him a Snickers bar, Steven. I don't know why you think
Oh.
I would mail him a Snickers bar.
Because that would almost
I'm
be
not-
funnier.
I'm not gonna do
Fine,
that. I'm
you
going,
don't
I'm
get
going
a sticker.
to. No, you get a Snickers. I'll just buy it from your local 7-Eleven. You'll have to go pick it up yourself.
You can DoorDash it to him.
Yeah, and that's exactly. No, oh yeah, I guess I could. I could
could.
DoorDash it. A little bit more expensive, but that's okay. I'll do it for you.
I'll pitch in. I'll pay half of that.
All right. Clamazon. Wait, what was his name?
Clamazon Vamazon.
Clamazon Vamazon. Please
Or something
contact
like
us
that.
for your winning Snickers.
Yes.
If we start doing that every week, we just give someone a fucking Snickers bar if they're cool.
That would be hilarious. I don't know
Someone
how
that
we would
be-
do that without like getting their address or something.
I
though.
don't know, but we'd have to figure it out.
I guess
all
you'd
right.
have to be okay with giving us your address.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
It's story time. Let's get started.
Story time. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do my best just to sum up the story without notes in front of me, which is gonna be weird real fast, guys.
Okay, let's go.
So here we go. Jack and Daxter. We start out as Jack and Daxter, regular form. Daxter at this point is not a weasel thing. They go to this forbidden island that the sage told them not to go to. He told them, do not go here. They still go anyway because Daxter wants to, like, get rich, I think. I think his whole point is money and women. So he's on my level of what I like. So
Fair.
he goes to the island. He falls into this pit of black eco. And we've already talked about black eco is bad. It turns him into this weasel creature. And they escape the island and go back to their little segment of the continent. And they talk to their green sage. And they say, hey, we messed up. We went where you told us not to. What do we do now? And he goes, you guys are morons. I told you not to go there. I have no way of knowing how to change you back. So let's talk to this other guy, Goal. He's like, yeah, D. Schneider. he's like the main wizard guy who understands eco the best. Mm-hmm. And so your whole journey is to go meet Goal. But to get to Goal, you have to go through several challenges. In this first part, you basically just ride your motorcycle through this really hot lava. Yeah. But you need power cells in order to upgrade your motorcycle for some reason. Don't ask
upgrade
me
the
how.
shields so that I can withstand the
But
heat.
again, don't ask me how they equip all these power cells. They look huge, and you don't ever see them equipped anywhere.
Well, I mean, people pull them out of thin air, so they must be able to shrink down to an atomic level.
It must be. Like, honestly, it must be. So you can do this by just collecting power cells in your local area that apparently people have just not collected, even though they're just on, like, cliff sides and just hanging out on branches and stuff.
Yep.
They're like, that looks too high. I'm not going up there. I don't understand why, but whatever. And you go through, and you go to the next area. The next area is like that was the rocky area, right, with the ocean?
Yes.
So you go to this ocean area. You figure out that the things that had attacked you on the Dark Eco Island, which are these... It's like I don't even know how to explain it. I can't remember what they're called exactly, but they're guys who are looking for black eco, basically.
Yeah.
And you don't know who hired them at this point, but you'll figure that out at this point, too.
Yeah.
I believe. I think it's this point you figure it out at the end. You have to do all this stuff here to defeat this giant boss guy who's throwing boulders down at the town. You do that. You go to the next area. No, the next area is where you figure it out, in the lava area.
Yes.
You go to the lava area. The lava area is like the red sage is there, I want to say, right? There's nothing in between, right? I'm not missing one?
Don't you go to one of the sages and there's no one there, and then you go to...
Yeah, that's the red one, the mango one.
Okay.
Or
yeah. And then you go to the
magma, not
yellow
manga.
sage
Magma.
after that?
It's green sage, red sage, yellow sage.
Yes, and then blue sage.
And there's one more, blue sage. So
Yeah.
which sage am I missing?
None? I don't know.
No, there's one more. I don't know. Guys, there's another sage somewhere in there. No, So what's funny is we're skipping stuff, but none of it's actually important to the story. The only important parts are interludes in between the levels.
Yes.
So you do an entire world that has multiple levels, and sorry, I mean in between the worlds, and then you get like a little bit of story, and then you do an entire world with all these levels, and you get a little bit of story.
Yes.
And in the end, you figure out that Goal is actually a bad guy.
Yep.
So he can't help Daxter get from a weasel back to a regular elf person thing.
Yes.
So they decide their goal will be to destroy him.
Yes.
At the end of the game, Goal wants to release this black eco pit that's just like sealed up by the Precursors, who are these ancient beings who you use their power cells, you use their orbs. It's never really expressly explained what they are or who they are. So don't worry about that. It's just kind of like a side thing in the game, and I don't know if it's explained in later games, but in this game, not at all.
Yes.
You just know they came before you. That's the whole point in their name being the Precursor.
Yep.
And you decide you're going to defeat Goal. You follow him to the top of this like sealed off black eco pit that has all these and he's trying to blow it up with this robot he built.
Yes.
And you have to defeat him. At the end, you get this white eco. This white eco turns you into like a Super Saiyan, basically.
Yes.
Like it did that whole Super Saiyan thing. Everyone does this.
Supersonic thing too.
Yep. Just stole it from Sonic, stole it from Dragon Ball Z, stole it from everything that transforms. And you can either use that. I really wish it would have given me a choice, actually. Use it to cure Daxter or use it to defeat the robot, and I would have cured Daxter
That would have been fun. Like, have in different endings.
Yeah, I think that would have been a lot more fun.
True.
So you defeat the robot using the white eco. You don't cure Daxter, and he stays like a weasel thing forever. There's this other character in there. It's a female character named like Kira or something like that.
That is Kira, I'm pretty sure.
Kira. Kira is the love interest of Jack, but Daxter's always flirting with her.
Yes.
And at the end of the game, in the cutscene, you see them almost kiss, and then Daxter get in between the two.
Hey!
Yeah, and it's like, whoa, cock block? Daxter's not cool, guys.
Daxter is not cool. You should never cock block your bro.
Not Soul of a Gamer approved.
No, not at all. Bros.
So, oh yeah. And if you do 100% the game, if you collect all the items, get all the orbs, get all the power cells, get all the weird flying things,
oh
it's
yeah,
all collection
the gadget
stuff.
robot things.
Yeah,
the
you get to see like a
Falcons.
little secret ending that's like a prequel or not prequel, a teaser for Jack and Daxter 2.
Yeah.
They don't really show what it is. They just show a giant door, and you need so many power cells to open it, and you need 100. If you get, or is it 100? Yeah, 100. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's 101 in the game, but you need 100 to open the door.
So you use 100 to open the door, and it doesn't show what's in it. Just all the characters staring at it, saying, "That's amazing."
Mm-hmm.
And after looking it up, it's like these rift things. They're like vehicles or something.
Oh yeah, I
don't know.
It was like a tease for
Yeah, but it doesn't show it. It's just assumed it's that.
Okay.
Because Kira goes, "It's beautiful."
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole story, guys.
Woohoo!
That's as well as I could summarize it without having written it down in front of me.
I laughed because I realized it while you were saying that summary that the goal is to kill Goal.
That's true. That's true. That's true. The goal is to kill Goal. Kind
The
of.
goal is to get to
But then
Goal.
there's like a little witch girl too in that story.
Yeah.
And it never really gets properly explained why she's doing what she's doing.
She's
Like half
just
the time I
partner of
don't
Goal.
understand what's going on. Yeah, she's just a partner, but do you think she'd be important?
Well, and like all the sages are so weird.
Yeah, the
And
sages
stuff,
don't
too.
really have backstories of how they do everything they do.
One threatens to kill and cook and eat Daxter like
Yeah.
after he saves him. I'm like, what?
It's more of a comedy game, really. They're doing
Yes.
things for shock value, and that's about it.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, overall the story was kind of subpar, but you expect it from a game like this.
True.
Oh no, my thing fell down.
Oh no.
We're good. It didn't plug
Technical
out.
difficulties. Okay.
I don't know. I didn't love the story. I really did like the romance between Kira and Jack. If
I
Jack
did.
would have said something,
Yes.
but it kind of flung out of nowhere. Kira's voice actor was just so much fun too. She was just
She
kinda-
was.
I love it. She sounds like a big nerd, guys. It's really funny.
Oh yeah. No, it's
I
like
don't
it's
know.
very reminiscent of Winry from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking actually? Not Winry. No, actually, I'm going to disagree hardcore with that. Her
Okay.
voice sounds a lot like Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, Vanellope.
Vanellope. It's what's her name? What's the comic?
Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, Sarah Silverman's name. But it sounds like what she sounded like in Wreck-It Ralph, and I'm like, that's really cool. It's like it's that nerdy,
Yeah.
weird kind of
Snarky.
snarkiness that she has. It's cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and I wasn't comparing voice-wise to Winry necessarily, just more
attitude-wise.
the attitude and feeling of that character was similar vibes. Very
Yeah.
mechanical, very snarky, very tell Jackson Daxter how it is.
And we didn't talk about this in voice lines, but Daxter's best voice line in this entire game is he winks at Kira and goes, "Hey, girl, big things come in little packages." And you're just like, what? This is a children's game, isn't it?
Dude, there's so many like pretty actually funny lines in this game.
Yeah,
that
they
I'm
did-
just
they
like,
did a good
well, and
job
just
with
like some of the
that.
moments, like one of the sages giving a speech, and like Jack and Daxter just keep like looking at each other and being like shocked and like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like,
Yeah.
it's so dynamic, so entertaining.
It is. But story-wise, I mean, it's just a little bit subpar, only because they didn't really flesh
subpar
out.
shit, yeah.
I think if they fleshed out the precursors a little bit more, or if they fleshed
Mm-hmm.
out the reasons behind the bad guys' intentions, I would have
Yeah.
been cooler with it. But
Or-
they didn't
or,
really
like,
do any of those things.
actually telling us what like Dark Eco could do, because it just was they're fearful because they don't know all the things that it can do, but that doesn't
Yeah.
really
Well,
say anything.
At the very least, it can turn you into weird weasel things.
Yeah, I mean, true. But I mean, other than that, he's totally fine.
Yep.
Which I did not realize, because I've only seen Jack and Daxter as them, that he actually was a different like form to begin this in this game. So
Yeah, I
that threw
had
me
no
off
idea either.
so much.
I
Because
wonder
you
if
even
they
look at the
ever
cover and you're like, oh, he's just a weasel thing. And then you're like, oh, wait, he gets turned into a weasel thing?
Like, what's funny is we don't know the plots of the other games, so maybe every game is to turn them back to normal.
That would
Maybe
be
they're
kind of
looking-
funny, honestly.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Like, if every game's like, shit, we fucked up this game, let's go find another way to turn you back into a non-weasel.
I mean, it could be fun.
Or maybe they, like, introduce a girl weasel, so he has, like, a girlfriend weasel girl thing.
That would be fun.
But would he be
Can't remember
attracted
if they
to?
ever did. I don't know. He might still be attracted to human girls or elf
He
girls
is,
or whatever.
But he can't do anything about it because I think he lost his penis. when he
Hey,
became this
if
thing.
Ted can get a human wife, then
That's
so
true.
can Daxter.
Ted's got a lot of personality, though.
So does Daxter. Not as much, but so
Not,
does
not
Daxter.
nearly as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the secret ending to this whatsoever. The hidden thing, the opening
Yeah.
of the door. I thought that was kind of lame. Like, well, that doesn't really tell me anything. Anyone who played this game in 2001 or 2002, whenever it came out, wouldn't have liked that at all. Like, they would have been like, okay, well, this is stupid. We don't know what's coming. We don't know what's coming at all. You didn't even show us
Yeah.
what's fucking in the door.
Well, and I think I finished the game with like 76 orbs or something, and I was like, I'm good. Meh.
Yeah, one of the ways to get all the stuff, because you have to. Well, what's weird is you don't even have to get all this stuff, because I didn't even spend all of the fucking money to buy the orbs.
Yeah. Because you don't.
So I shouldn't have even
Yeah.
tried to get all the money, but I did.
Same.
The power cells. Orbs are the currency.
Yes.
Power cells are the like secret things like stars in Mario. There's this one part in the game, and it's really fucking annoying. It's in the beginning. I'm missing 5 orbs.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, where could these be? And I searched the entire level like 15 times. It's the level with the where you activate the precursor vents, so you could use the eco across the land.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking everywhere. I'm like, okay, where the fuck could this be? Where is it? Where is it? And finally, I'm like, I'm just going to watch someone collect all the fucking things and find out
Yes.
which 5 I missed. Because I've done this for 6 hours at this point. And I'm getting really pissed off. And I watch it, and he's like, okay, guys, this is the easiest one to miss. Everybody misses it. Don't feel bad if you missed it. And after you defeat this plant creature at this point, it's like a mini boss, not really a boss. You have to jump on its head 5 times. And each time it releases an orb.
Oh, yeah.
And I had no fucking idea you had to jump. There's no inclination. Daxter doesn't say, because Daxter kind of gives you hints throughout the game on what to
Yeah.
do. But he doesn't say anything about jumping on this fucking thing's head. Like, you'd think, like, after you kill it, he'd be like, hey, maybe if you jump on its head, something cool will happen. You know? It's just like, give us fucking something.
Yeah, because you're talking about in that like shell area thing, the like building you go into for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
it's
was
the most
weird.
annoying shit.
Well, and it's kind of like really like it's like a not like a hard maze or anything, but kind of like where am I going in that area?
Yeah.
And then you end up like running into it, and you're like, oh, okay, weird.
And it's not like hard to beat or anything. It's just
No.
annoying that you don't know what you have to do there. So I got
I
really
kinda-
annoyed and pissed.
I guessed it pretty quickly. Like I definitely died to it probably like 8 times before I randomly just decided I'm just gonna try whatever and just went just apeshit, bouncing around, jumping and punching, and then I did damage to it and I was like, oh shit, okay, cool.
Oh. Wait, what? No.
Like I jumped on the plant.
Yeah, yeah. After you
and then
beat
you
it.
punch it.
After
Oh,
you
after you
beat
beat
it,
it.
though. After you beat it. Its
Oh,
body is
God.
just lying on the ground and you can jump on its head 5 times.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I never
thought-
realized
oh,
it.
God.
I would have never realized that. I'm like sitting there. That was the last 5 I needed because I just decided to skip it after a while and come back to it. And I'm looking everywhere. And I don't know why it's so fucking hidden, but I'm like, could not find it for the life of me. And then when I watched that video, I was so pissy because I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Why would they do this?
I was missing 5 in that area too, so that's
Yep.
where those 5 are. Okay.
Yep, in the head. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys,
Good to know.
that's our story. let's
Yes.
jump into.
Worth or not?
All right, for this one, I am going to give it a worth.
Worf or
Worth.
Worf?
The
Worf?
second one.
Okay.
The middle one.
Worf?
Worth. With the...
Worf?
F.
Worf from Star Trek?
Yes. Yes.
This is Worf, guys, not Worf. Worf.
I think it is simple. It's repetitive. It is just a kind of fun, easy game that is very comical at times. It's not a bad game by any means, but it's nothing like that's gonna jump out at you. But if you want just something to kill your time that you don't have to really think very hard with and can just kind of sit back and enjoy it, and you want it just a collect-a-thon easy game, then this one's good for you.
So I would give it the same if I didn't know that Jak 2 was better.
Oh, okay.
So I think this game would be middle of the ground. Play it if you want. Skip it if you want. Worf, whatever. If there weren't sequels to it that were just phenomenally better, and this game set them up perfectly. So I know that Jak 2, I've heard so many people say that's the best game in the series. And that you should get to Jak 2 because it is so much better. It is so much better.
Maybe we'll have
So
to
I'm
do
gonna-
it one of these days.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a worth because
Okay.
I still like the game. I still had fun. And it's a good setup for a better game later on.
Yes, which,
So-
I mean, we've had several of those where the second game just really took off that
Yeah.
we really loved, so.
But, like, it's interesting. Like, some of those games, they weren't... The first games were bad and didn't even set up good for the second game.
True.
This game actually set up fairly well for the second game, and it wasn't bad. So it's like...
True.
Then if that's the case, a worth can be the only thing I can give it. So I'm going to give it a worth just because I had a lot of fun with it, too. I did enjoy jumping around. I thought the worlds were really cool that they built. Some of the levels were annoying, but that's every fucking game out there. I'm not going to judge it on one level.
True.
I'm not going to Donkey Kong this shit and say the minecart level ruined the whole fucking game again. So,
Fair. It did.
yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go worth. So, yeah, that's my
All
take.
right. Yeah.
All right.
That's about it then.
You guys
Oh.
got what's next week's game?
Next week's game. Oh, it is Psychonauts 2.
Psychonauts Dose. We love Psychonauts so much that
Yes.
I cannot wait. And I've already played this, guys, and I've already 100%ed it before. So my second playthrough is going to be just as fun as the first one, I hope.
Yes. It's my first playthrough because I knew we were going to play it at some point, so I waited.
Because
But-
you're a little bitch boy.
I am. And so are a couple of our reviews.
Yes. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.
Love you.
No.
Yes, we fucking do.